But all right, I am live.
Phone man to get charged in the meantime.
Keep going here, Kenneth.
It's the Kenneth L. Johnson Show live. It's the Kenneth L. Johnson Show live on WPPM 106.5 Philadelphia. Whew. That's what we're doing today, man. It's one of those days out here, Philly. I appreciate you for locking in with me. On a special week here, it is the fund drive for WPPM 106.5 Philly Cam, and we are seeking to raise $20,000 from the people that support us and us, right? So we'll be doing this up until Wednesday. They've been locked in all week. I'm just coming in on Monday, basically doing what I do. Please do not hesitate to visit the website. You know, take a look, see what's going on, and make your donations accordingly. We really appreciate you. I'm excited to be here today because this is, this is what I do. Haven't been in studio for, I don't know, a day or two, a show or two, should I say. So I'm enjoying the fact that I'm here today and looking forward to spending this time with you. See, it's a little dark in here, so I might have to turn the lights up a little. We'll figure all of that out. But nonetheless, it's the Kenneth L. Johnson Show live, WPPM 106.5 Philadelphia. I'm really happy and excited today to be here with you because I have someone I deeply respect out in this space. I'm going to tell a quick story here. So this was many, many years ago. I was doing consulting for the Urban League of Philadelphia. A lady named Deborah Abrams was the director, I believe, of workforce development there. And I was hanging out with her, doing a lot of things. We were doing an event at Drexel University. I just came through 30th Street today on my trek in from New York City. And we're doing this job fair. Again, this is probably 15 years ago, give or take. We're doing a job fair. And there was a speaker that was going to speak about, I think, resumes or something of that nature, just job search in general. And he came in from the back and he walked up front and he was talking to everybody and he brought all of this energy into the session. And I was like, who in the world is this person? Amazing, amazing speaker, very knowledgeable about the workforce and career space. I was just sitting there in awe of him and his work. He's here with us today. It is Michael Robinson in the building today. Mr. Robinson, how are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing good, and the check's in the mail for that wonderful introduction.
Listen, man, I tell no lies out here, Mike, man. You came in and did your thing, man, and we were happy to have you in the building, man. It was amazing.
I appreciate you, man. And right back at you, man. You're doing phenomenal things with the workshops and conferences and guest appearances that you're doing, man. I think you got a twin, man, because you're everywhere. You're everywhere.
Listen, Mike, I'm trying to be everywhere out here in today's world, man. You got to move it around and do the things we do. You know, I get excited about this work, so that allows me to just spread out and do it, man. I get excited about it. I love doing it. And, you know, I'm everywhere except Temple University. I haven't been up there for the New Opportunities Workshop or anything like that in quite some time. Yeah, I was a staple. I was an annual visitor, if not biannual. What's going on, man? What are you seeing? What's happening out here in the workplace?
So, as you mentioned, we have our job fair coming up, which is on Friday, June the 5th from 9 to 2 at the Aramark Star Complex. It's an indoor football field. Can't miss it, right at the corner of 15th and Montgomery Avenue. We have over 80 employers and community resource agencies. This is our 19th year doing it, as you know. And we do it big. We usually draw between 500 and 1,000 plus job seekers. We're looking for that kind of robust turnout this year. We already have over 700 people pre-registered, and that's not talking walk-ins. That's just pre-registration.
700 pre-registered.
And we have companies that run the gamut from entry-level opportunities that they're offering to management opportunities. And it's across profession. So whether I'm a white collar worker or a blue collar worker, there's something there for everyone.
See, my plan was to ease kind of into the job fair discussion, the 19th annual citywide job fair in Resource Village, I believe, right?
And the biggest job fair in Philadelphia each year.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down. Hands down. All right, listen. Yeah, I was planning on easing into it, but we're here now. We stopped.
My
stopped.
fault, man.
Nah,
My fault.
it's all right. It's all right. We was on the Broad Street line. We stopped up there at Cecil B or somewhere. Yeah, it's official. Temple University. We are in the building talking with Mike Robinson, man. This is great. So, Mike, listen. Let's take it back, man. I know you've been involved. Have you been involved from the beginning? Is this your baby?
I came on board in 2011. So from 2011,
Okay.
I've grown it into Philadelphia's largest job fair event. And so we're pretty proud of that. This is one of Temple University's largest community service programs, outward-facing community service programs. And we're just happy that, media folks like yourself and others are giving this event, some shine, because it's very important. When people get jobs, it changes the landscape of households, it changes the landscape of communities. And so this is an important event. And where else can you go than a job fair where you can meet with multiple employers under one roof at one time?
Man, I love what you're talking about right now, because, every time I sit back and just think about the work you're doing, and you spoke about community, and here on the Kenneth L. Johnson Show, we brand ourselves as your place for career, culture, and community. So that's what we want to do. Awesome. We want to bring some of these conversations to the community, whether it's through our executive leadership series or through conversations like this that we have with community leaders. And with you being the director of community outreach and hiring at Temple University, this is the seat. You're who we want to have here. So I want to talk to you about a few things, man.
Sure.
I'm out here moving around the space and seeing, kind of what I'm seeing, and I really would like to know what you're seeing from your perspective. So you lead community outreach and hiring efforts at Temple. What has changed most in how employers and job seekers connect that you've seen over the past few years?
So in terms of that employer connection with job seekers, it's becoming more technical. And I'm sure you see that with East Coast executives, that things are becoming more streamlined, more technical in how people recruit, how people onboard, how people are retaining talent. A lot of that kind of service is being driven technically. And so, people have to be aware. And when I say people, I'm talking about job seekers have to be aware that if you're not tech savvy and if you don't know how to engage with technology so that you're familiar with how algorithms work, you're familiar with how talent, what do they used to call it? We used to call these systems.
Talent, I'm lost right now too. Applicant tracking systems.
Applicant tracking systems. Yeah. If you're not familiar how those kinds of things work, you'll be on the outs. Because those that are most familiar with how algorithms and tech services, how those services work, they tend to do better in the process, in the identification of talent process, because it's a two-way street. It's the employer trying to identify talent, and it's the talent trying to make a match with good employers that align with their background and skill sets. And so the way to do that is to really have a good mastery of how to master the technology. And then a lot of things are driven by AI, and that's a whole nother story right there.
I was reading an article today, and it was on LinkedIn. It was the person that penned the article, JT O'Donnell. I speak about her often because I really do admire the work she does. And she was speaking about the algorithm, the LinkedIn algorithm changing because so many career seekers, job seekers were leveraging AI to create their posts. And then LinkedIn is kind of pushing those posts down the feed a little, and the recruiters and hiring managers may not be seeing them. And I know she's doing the training on that, and I think it's free. So if you're on LinkedIn, you can lock in with JT O'Donnell's work. Please lock in. Let them know that Kenneth L. Johnson Show sent you over there. But yeah, it's an important thing, Mike. That's happening.
But one of the ways to kind of bypass that whole tech piece is to try to make personal contact. And that's why we do these job fairs, so that we can bring the decision makers under the one roof, many employers under one roof that you get to meet with, where you can make that personal connection, because maybe, the algorithm skips my resume. Maybe the applicant tracking system skips my resume. But because I have a human that I've made connection with, that really likes the information I'm sharing about my hallmarks and career attributes. Because of that, they may say, hey, Mike, send me your resume or apply online so I can flag your resume. You don't have that human element. It's removed from the algorithms and the applicant tracking systems. And I like the fact that I get to network with somebody face to face. And as you know, being in this game, networking is the #1 source of people finding a job.
Yeah, networking is the key. In 2025, we set out to create some real dialogue around the way we move forward in 2026 at East Coast Executive. So what we locked in on, Mike, was real candidates, real jobs, real people. We just wanted to lock in and say, hey, listen, I believe that sometimes when I'm recruiting people, my AI is talking to their AI. And what I mean by that is I send a message, they cut and paste it, have ChatGPT create a response. I cut and paste that. I haven't sent. So we're not really talking. They're talking so much more than we're talking. And sometimes I think that presents some challenges for job seekers because it's superficial. You're not networking, you're not building a relationship. So when people can come out to the 19th annual citywide job fair and resource village, they can meet real employers and have real conversations and hopefully land real opportunities. And that's what that's all about.
And here's the best thing I like about that. Let's say a person applied for Independence Blue Cross. They applied for a job there. And by the way, they're going to be at the job fair.
Yes.
I can come to the job fair, meet the recruiter or the hiring manager there, make that connection, and mention to them, hey, the position we're talking about, I've applied, it's in the system. And then that way, because of that personal contact, hopefully there could be, a flagging of that candidate's resume and hopefully, an interview can be proper. But you don't have that when you're just a number sending in your resume blindly and not having any type of insider connects. Here's an opportunity to build some insider connects with a number of employers across the region.
And that's what it's all about. I think the key word in that statement is opportunity. You guys are providing opportunities for the entire city to come out. Tri-state area. Well, we're just talking about Philly right now, but I love the tri-state area. But because we do have listeners in South Jersey for sure, and Delaware. So let's bring everybody in and everybody get jobs. I won't be able to make it out to that day, but it's always a great time. You guys do such an amazing time. So talk to me again about these numbers, Mike. How many employers?
We have over 80 employers and resource agencies that are coming. And the resource agencies are important because as job seekers, some job seekers don't know that there are some organizations out there, agencies and training services that are out there that can help them climb that workforce ladder. And we have some resource agencies there. Like, for instance, we're going to be there. My team, we provide resources.
Okay.
Temple University, Linfest, North Philadelphia Workforce Initiative. If Kenneth Johnson is a job seeker and he comes to my office and he says, hey, Mike, I'm a little rusty with my digital literacy skills. Do you have anything for me? Can you steer me in the right direction? We have a digital literacy seminar, and once you complete it, we give you a free computer. We give you a free computer at the end. Then we also have...
Hold on. This is a class that runs a few weeks or something like that.
Correct.
Okay. Man, that's amazing though.
And you get a computer once you complete the class.
I love it.
If you're somebody with a GED and you're thinking about college, we can coach you up. If you don't have a GED or you don't have a high school diploma, we can coach you up there and get you, enrolled in a program so you can earn your GED. If you're looking for, maybe you're an immigrant who's here in the country legally and you're looking for some resources to help navigate the workforce spectrum, we have a resource for that. And that's all with the Linfest North Philadelphia Workforce Initiative. And then for the young adults that are age 18 through 26, we have workforce programs and services for them. And so from young adults all the way up to adults, We have services, and that's why it's important, in our opinion, to offer resource agencies with the job there.
Sure. Makes complete sense. It's the Kenneth L. Johnson Show live on WPPM 106.5 Philadelphia. Listen, again, this is a special week. This is the WPPM 106.5 FM 2026 Fund Drive Week. Lock in with us. Visit the website, WPPM PhillyCam /donate. Just lock in. Go to the website. You'll find information about that. This allows us to bring individuals like Mr. Michael Robinson on to the show, on air, to do the things we do here to support the city of Philadelphia, and as Mike had mentioned, the whole tri-state area, because it's the Kenneth L. Johnson Show. We're doing it globally, streaming live on the Philly Cam website, also broadcasting on LinkedIn, Facebook. I believe all of that is up and active. We support you. So thank you so very much. So Mike, I want to jump into this a little. I was marking down some things I wanted to talk to you about, right? So from your experience in workforce development, what are the biggest barriers currently preventing job seekers from getting hired? And how can employers do better in addressing them?
So 9 times out of 10, employers' first contact with a job seeker is through their resume. So this week we have 2 days set aside where people can come in and free of charge get their resumes overhauled. If you got a resume that sucks, an employer, remember, this is their initial contact with you. If your resume is not tight, they're moving on to the next candidate. And the sad thing is you might be the very person they're looking for, but because you have a shoddy resume, they're moving on to the next person. All right. And so the resume must be tight. And then your conversation with an employer, if they bring you in for an interview, you need to have your conversation right. You need to know that I need to talk about my education, I need to talk about my training, and I need to talk about my particular expertise or my vocational successes. Those are the conversations that most employers want to engage you with. And so I got to be prepared to, segue from one silo to the next in terms of the topics and themes that I'm going to talk about. But
Sure.
in those silos.
That's extremely important. And oftentimes what I've seen to be the best solution for that is to practice, to work, to go out to some of these events, speak to employers. It's almost rapid fire to a certain extent, but just become a little more comfortable. And, Mike, you and I, we used to speak to groups about going out to these career fairs, but being prepared in advance, finding out what employers will be there, finding out what opportunities they currently have available, and speaking very intelligently about your pursuit of those opportunities. That still works.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it.
And it's still necessary.
So looking ahead, what skills or strategies should job seekers focus on right now to stay competitive in today's hiring landscape? I know we spoke about networking, tremendous skill to have. Even if you're an introvert, extrovert, there are proper ways to network. Outside of networking, what are you thinking that people need to take to the workforce?
They need to be flexible and cross-training.
Okay.
You know how you cross-train and exercise, right? You need to cross-train in the workplace so that you're not a one-trick pony, because we see a lot of companies downsize, a lot of companies. And so if I'm cross-trained in other functions and not just one thing, when it's time to downsize, the persons that are cross-trained, that know how to do multiple things well, they're the ones that's going to survive, for the most part, those kinds of massive layoffs, because they can do multiple things.
Sure.
But if I'm only a one-trick pony where I only know one thing in my job, I might not be as valuable as the person who's cross-trained. And so that's a conversation to bring into an interview. That's a conversation to have with an employer when you're meeting them. Hey, I'm cross-trained. I see the importance of that. I want to add greater value to the organizations that I work for. That's why I think cross-training is important. That's the kind of conversation that makes an impression.
It's really important to be able to support other areas in the workplace, because it just allows you to not only be a little more valuable, but then you start to increase your network and your landscape internally.
Cha-ching!
Yeah, and then you have other people pulling for you and making sure that when some of those conversations about reducing workforce happen, you might have some extra people supporting you in the room because they're familiar with your work.
And if you want to hang your own shingle, what better way to go through the trainings that are being offered for free on your job, so that when you do feel that you're ready to go out and hang your own shingle and become an entrepreneur, you've learned your business and industry by taking different seminars and being cross-trained, so that you know more about what it is that you need to know to be a competitor in the game.
All right, so I'm not going to let you slip by with this cross-trained and silo thing, because listen, as I see it, Michael Robinson, Mr. Keynote Speaker, I believe, right? Michael Robinson, workforce leader. Michael Robinson, recruiter. Michael Robinson, community pastor. You got a lot going on, brother.
Yeah, that's why I ain't no hair, man.
Yeah, well, I don't have any hair. I don't have all that going on. You got a lot.
Oh, you busy, bro. Don't even try to act like you're not busy. I watch your LinkedIn page all the time, Doc. Look, you're busier than I am.
I don't know about that. We're gonna have to talk about that on one of these Sundays when you got a flock of people that you're talking to. I don't have that. I don't have that. I would imagine that it never stops for you, man. But you're still out here each and every day, man, with a smile, delivering impactful resources to the entire city. I know at Temple, you got to focus on North Philadelphia within that framework, right? But you're still doing the citywide job fair.
Yeah, North Philly is always going to be top priority. But in the position that I'm in, I service anybody that resides in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. So if somebody from Harrisburg called and they needed some career coaching services, they could sign up for our service.
Love it.
But to your point, I am first and foremost most concerned about prioritizing North Philly, because Temple is North Philadelphia's largest employer. When you look at main campus and then our hospital system that's further north on Broad Street, it's a huge swatch of land and territory that we cover. And so we want to be a good neighbor, and we don't want to just be a good neighbor on the surface. Mm-hmm. Temple University has skin in the game. We have hired out of about, I think we're around 9,000 employees at main campus. Of that, we probably have hired about 10% of our workforce from North Philadelphia, which translates to $51 million in cumulative income going to North Philadelphia residents, right? And when you think of North Philly is one of the most impoverished areas in Philadelphia. Yeah. So when you say 51 million going back into the community in cumulative salary, that's a game changer.
That's a game changer, 100%. 100% a game changer. Speaking of a game changer, I was sitting here thinking as you were speaking, and Mike, I think you have been, I'm going to shout out to my old Career Seekers team, Alberta Bloom, Tiffany Sutherland, Will Martin, Bruce Savage. Shout out to them because we had Mike come here a couple times when we did Career Seekers. You came through and supported us and shared information probably about the 13th annual and the 12th annual.
When you first came
here. Yeah, exactly. So you always held us down, or held me down in particular. I've always been extremely appreciative of that. I think outside of, I think Nicole Smith has been on the show 3 or 4 times, and then I think you're right there. You might be 5. You might be you're at least 4. You might be 5. But you haven't been on in a while, and I just appreciate you coming through today. So listen, you're Mr. Philadelphia to me, man. What else is going on out here in the workforce, man? What do our listeners need to keep their eyes out on? I went to the I went to the Career Link page and pulled the flyer.
Okay.
That's where I saw it. I mean, you're touching everywhere.
Yeah, and one of the things that we have attached to this job fair, Ken, is a health fair. A health fair that's citywide for men, right? So it's particularly for Black men, but any male can come, young and old, can come and get multiple free health exams. We believe that two major factors for an overall healthy male is working and having your health in check.
For sure.
You can't work if you're not in good health. And you can't have good health if you don't have good health coverage. Good health coverage comes from you what? Working, your job benefits, right?
It's usually how that works.
Yep. And so we have a health fair where men can come out and get free health exams, multiple health exams the very next day, same venue. But it starts at 7, ends at 12 on Saturday, the 6th of June is our men's expo, health expo. And
so it's the next day.
It's the very next day.
I love it.
It's connected to the job fair. So job fair on Friday, health fair on Saturday.
Man, I think that's really important for a lot of different reasons. People, all right, let's just have this conversation here. I was just speaking to a brother Friday, Dr. Charles Copru, amazing brother out of Virginia, does some real things, having some intimate conversations with Black men around career, health, wealth. I know Alfred Edmond from Black Enterprise, senior editor over there. I think his title has been elevated, so I might be misspeaking here. But his thing is health is wealth. Yep, and that's that. He's talking about it. He's waving the flag for that. So I'm trying to position myself around people that are having those conversations. I'm glad to see that you're spearheading some of those conversations as well here in the city of brotherly love. That is great work.
Yeah, last year, my partner, Bill Hart, I don't know if you know.
I'm not familiar.
Bill Hart actually got me hired at Temple.
Okay.
Me and him.
Thank you, Mr. Hart. Good luck.
We Bill and I go back to our Inroads days.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's right. You were with Inroads.
We both worked here in Philadelphia for Inroads. And ever since we've been best friends. He was at my wedding. Shout out to Bill Hart.
Shout out to Bill. Speaking. All right, you know what, man? All right, listen. I know Mike. I know Mike's wife. Speaking of your wedding, how's Dana? Everybody good? Everybody good? Kids are good. I know Mike's kids. I try to tell you this. I do this show. This is a family show. I try to tell them.
Ken knows everybody.
I do not know everybody. But look, Mike's wife worked in staffing for a while, so we crossed paths many moons ago. Shout out to Bernadette Foster, Melissa Moore. They all worked in the office together. Yeah, good people, man. I spoke with her 2 days ago. Yeah, she's good people.
Her and her.
See, so listen. See, we can do this, and we can do this well. This is what this show is all about. It's career, culture, and didn't I say community? Mike is part of the community here. He's part of the bloodline here in the Philadelphia community. I'm really excited. So, Mike, real quick before we jump off, please let our listeners know, again, give them all the deets about this upcoming event.
So Friday is the job fair. The 19th annual neighborhood job fair is Philadelphia's largest job fair, citywide job fair. And we have over 80 employers and community agencies coming. It starts at 9, ends at 2. That's this Friday, June the 5th. The very next day, at the same location, 7 a.m. to 12 noon, will be the Men's Health Expo, the Black Male Health Expo. And any male, white, Black, Asian, etc., any male can come out and get multiple free health exams, literature. There's going to be a concert. Fabulous is performing. There's going to be a marching band, the Sixers drumline. There's going to be a moon bounce for the kiddos and a lot of resource vendors. So come on out. It's going to be a festive event. It's the funnest doctor's appointment you'll ever have. And all of the exams are free. And let me give you this real quick and I'm done.
Let's do it.
I went there a couple of years ago to support it, right? Because it's our event, right? I got my exams and did not realize that my glucose level was through the roof, to the point where they said, you got to go to the doctor immediately. Felt healthy, no symptoms of feeling sick, but it was discovered from that exam. So come on out.
Come on out. It's the Kenneth L. Johnson Show live, WPPM 106.5 FM, Philadelphia. Mr. Michael Robinson in the building. This is what we do. Listen, thank you all for joining us. I really appreciate it, whether it was Facebook, LinkedIn, or streaming, or just here on the radio in Philly on 106.5 FM. We appreciate you. I'm Kenneth L. Johnson, Mike Robinson. We're going to do this one again. Take care. Man, amazing.